Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, Chapter 2, Sutra 46-47. He describes asana, and 49 describes pranayama, and 54 pratyahara. Sthira sukham asanam. That means sitting steadily, comfortably is called asana. So, and prayatna shaithilyam, ananta samapatibhyam. So, after sitting steadily, one has to remove all the activities. Tato dvandva anabhidvat. Number 48. Then one doesn't get influenced by dualities of pleasure, pain, all this discomfort. So, sthira sukham asanam. Asana means to be able to sit steadily. This is not done with effort. Patanjali wrote only this about asana. Later on, 13th century AD and 16th century AD, many scriptures were written. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Shiva Sanhita, Garan Sanhita, they were written 1600 years later. That is where they describe all the yoga positions, 84 major positions. They describe pranayama or breathing techniques. They describe Kundalini Yoga, Bandha, purification technique. All this came later on. So real asana is to be able to sit comfortably. One can sit comfortably after all the toxins are removed. So yoga positions, proper diet, all the cleansing purifies the body. So body becomes free from all the distraction. So steady position or lotus is not attained by force. What is attained by force? Body is in pain. Body is reacting to all the stimulus. When one establishes an asana with all the preparation of Hatha Yoga, then one can sit steadily without distraction, so that asana becomes a means for pranayama or breathing, and then breathing becomes a means for deep meditation. And then for pranayama, he says, Tasmin sati swasa praswasayoho gati vichedaha pranayama. So in short, in this verse, swasa and praswas, incoming breath is swas, praswas means outgoing breath. Gati vichedaha means controlling it is called pranayama. So there are many techniques of pranayama given in 13th century and 16th century scriptures all by all the masters. But real essence is prana and mental activities are closely connected. By practicing pranayama properly, one restrains the prana and sustains the prana. When breathing is suspended, mind dissolves completely. This is when one transcends the mind. So real purpose of pranayama is rising above all the movements of prana, and that is rising above the mind. In other chapter he describes internal pranayama and external pranayama and other benefits of pranayama. And then in 54 he describes pratyahara. Swasa visayas asamprayoge chittasya swarupanukara eva indriyanam pratyahara. Indriya means five senses. Its pratyahara is to remove each sense from its sense organ. So eyes from seeing, ears from hearing. So restraining the senses from their respective objects. That means withdrawing the senses so that one can go into concentration. So before concentration, what is required is control of senses. Senses react and takes the mind outside. So in Bhagavad Gita is described like tortoise who has hard shell and all the senses. He withdraws the senses in the time of danger, but uses his organs, head and four legs to catch his prey. So we have to use senses properly, but withdrawing them for deep concentration. So all the practice of control of mind, concentration, meditation is withdrawing from the world, withdrawing from Prakriti, withdrawing from Drushya. Everything is Drushya, and establishing into Drushta, observer, Atman, the self. So Pratyahar is withdrawal. Jai Bhagwan.